HMRC introduced statutory residency test on 6th of April 2013. It's called residency test, but actually in reality it's a series of tests which determine whether you are UK tax resident or UK non-tax resident. And if you are considered or treated as UK tax resident, the starting point is you will be taxed on your worldwide income. And if you are non-UK tax resident, starting point is you will be only taxed on your UK situated assets. Let's say you are leaving the UK and now planning to settle in Dubai, and you were earning employment income in the UK. Now the first point is from the date you left the UK, your employment income will not be taxed in the UK, because under the virtue of statutory residency test, you will be considered as non-resident from that point onward, and considering the split year treatment, your employment income is not taxable in the UK. I recently advised client on statutory residency tests and how many days he can live in the UK without triggering UK tax residency. In the report, I firstly added the statutory residency test, the requirement of the statutory residency test, the information we hold for client. I then concluded whether he is a resident or non-resident in the UK for that specific tax year. So now let's dive into that example, and if you have any questions, leave a comment below and then we will look into it together. So let's dive in then. So the first test is automatic overseas test. The requirement of the test is non-UK resident if resident in one of the previous 3 years and present in the UK for fewer than 16 days. And the information we hold is he was a tax resident in one of the previous 3 tax years, which were 2024-25 UK non-tax resident, 2023-24 UK tax resident, and 22-23 tax resident, and will be present in the UK more than 16 days. The conclusion of it, not automatically overseas resident. Move to second automatic overseas test. Now the second automatic overseas test is non-UK resident if not resident in one of the previous 3 tax years and present in the UK for fewer than 16 days. He was a tax resident in one of the previous 3 tax years, that is 24-25 tax UK non-tax resident, 23-24 UK tax resident, 22-23 UK tax resident. So not automatically overseas resident. Move to third automatic overseas test. So the third automatic overseas test requirement is non-UK resident if working full-time overseas and present in the UK for fewer than 91 days, worked in the UK for fewer than 31 days, there is no significant break in overseas work. And the information we hold for the client is he said he is retired and not working full time, which is 35 hours a week. So the conclusion is not automatically overseas resident. Move to second automatic UK test. Second automatic UK test is UK resident if all apply. Home available in the UK for 91 consecutive days. 30 of those 91 days are in the 25-26 tax year, and he's been present in that home for more than 30 days during this year. If you have a home overseas, you were present in it for more than 30 days. And the information we have, he has a home overseas and he was present in it for more than 30 days. So the overseas home was in Costa Rica. And the conclusion is not automatically UK resident. Move to third automatic UK test. So the third automatic UK test requirement is he worked full time in the UK for any period of 365 days, which falls in 25-26. More than 75% of the days worked are worked in the UK. At least one day in both the 365 days working period falls in 25-26 tax year. And the information we hold is he mentioned that he is retired, which means he hasn't worked full time in the UK for 24-25 tax year. And the conclusion of this is not automatically UK resident. Move to sufficient ties test. as none of the above tests determine his residency status for the tax year ended 5th April 2026. Therefore, now we need to look into sufficient ties test. Now, this determines his UK tax residency position based on his number of ties to the UK. The number of ties needed to be considered UK resident from an income and capital gain perspective is dependent on number of days he's been present in the UK. As he's been tax resident in one of the previous 3 tax years, which are 24-25, he is a non-UK tax resident. 23-24, he was a UK tax resident, and 22-23 he was a UK tax resident, and now he is planning to present in the UK for year ended 5th of April 2026 between 91 to 120 days for his parents' sickness, and based on this he will be considered as UK tax resident if he has 2 or more UK ties. The ties are as follows. So the first tie is family tie, and the requirement of is if his partner married or not, or his children if under 18 or resident in the UK. And the information we hold for him is his wife left the UK on 6th of October 2025 and now lives in Costa Rica. So the conclusion is he has 1 tie with the UK for year ended 5th of April 2026. And the second tie is an accommodation tie. If you have a place to live in the UK and it is available for a continuous period of 91 days or more in 25-26 tax year, and he spent 1 or more nights in that property. And the information we hold for him is if you own the property, you reside in the UK, or if you stay in the same property during your duration which you used as your home when you visit UK for parent sickness. Therefore, the conclusion is he has 1 tie. And the third sufficient tie is work tie. So the requirement of it is if you do more than 3 hours of work a day for at least 40 days during 25-26 tax year. He does not work in the UK as he is retired now. Therefore, conclusion is there is no tie. And the fourth tie test is 90-day tie. And the requirement of it is if he spent more than 90 days in the UK during 23-24 or 24-25 tax year or in both tax year. And the information we hold for him is he has spent 45 days in the UK in 24-25 and 251 days in the UK in 23-24. And he left the UK on 12th December 2023. Therefore, he has 1 tie to the UK. A final tie is a country tie. If the UK is the country that you have spent the most time, counted as midday at the end of the day. And the information we hold for him is he has spent more time in Costa Rica. Therefore, conclusion is he does not have any tie. As he has 3 ties to the UK, the most he can spend in the UK is 45 days before triggering a UK tax residency. And of course, the follow-up question from him was, what if he had 2 ties or 1 ties, then how many days he can spend in the UK? And of course, the answer was with 2 ties, he can spend up to 90 days in the UK. And with 1 tie, he can spend up to 120 days before becoming a UK tax resident. And now the second most important part of statutory residency test is split year treatment. If you are tax resident in the UK for whole or part of the year, then that year might be split into 2 years, UK part and overseas part. If in a year in which you are UK resident, there is an actual or deemed departure from the UK, then you will need to consider whether any of the split year cases 1 to 3 apply. If in a year in which you are UK resident, there is an actual or deemed arrival in the UK, then you will need to consider whether any of the split year cases 4 to 8 apply. You must consider all cases of split year that might apply to you. Each has its own set of conditions and you need to meet them for the case you are applying to. I recently advised client on split year treatment, and here is the outcome. Mr. A was a UK tax resident in the UK and left the UK on 12 October 2024. He was full-time employed and also had a rental income. By virtue of statutory residency test, he was in the UK for 189 days, which means he considered as UK tax resident. Now, considering his position, the best approach is to apply the split year treatment, which means even though he was treated as tax resident, his 24-25 tax year will split into two parts, UK and overseas, which means from 12th of October 2024, he does not need to pay income tax on his employment income in the UK, as we now split tax year into two parts, UK and overseas. However, he still needs to pay income tax on his UK situated assets like rental income. Now let's say he has employment income of £140,000. We now need to split this into UK and overseas part following number of days. UK source income will be £140,000 multiplied by 189 days divided by 365 days is equal to £72,493, and overseas part income will be £140,000 multiplied by 176 days divided by 365 days is equal to £67,000 £507. This way he will only be taxed on his UK income where he has provided services in the UK, and for rest of the earnings he will not be taxed in the UK, as we split the year into two parts, UK and overseas. I believe now you have understood what statutory residency test is with a real life example, and I'm sure you can now apply that into real life scenarios. Along the way, you also now understood split year treatment, and I'm pretty much sure that you can now apply that into real life examples, like how the split year treatment works and how you can advise to your clients. And of course, if you have any questions, please do not shy to get in touch. Leave me a comment below, or you can simply message me on my LinkedIn profile. Before going, can I ask, please, would you mind subscribing to my channel? Because roughly 98% of you guys watching my videos do not subscribe to my channel, and it would be very much appreciated if you do subscribe, as it helps algorithm as well as it motivates me that people are watching my videos and they are getting benefit from my videos, and I will keep uploading informative and knowledge videos on UK tax in future. I'm sure you also have my LinkedIn profile. Otherwise, here is the LinkedIn profile where you can reach me out. And as we discussed initially, if you know someone who will be benefit from my videos, please do not shy to share my channel and any specific video you want to share. It could be your friend, your family, your colleagues. That would be very much appreciated as well. So as always, hand ahead salute until the next video.